Morjens! Tervetuloa jälleen kerran Metalliluolan videohaastattelujen pariin. Meikäläinen on Janne Lesonen ja toimin jälleen kerran haastattelijana tämän päivän haastattelussa, joka on Auri-yhtye. Auri julkaisee nytten perjantai 3. syyskuuta 2021 heidän odotetun uutuusalbuminsa Two tai Second, eli siis numero 2 tai toinen, Those We Don't Speak Of. Haastattelussa on tosiaan koko yhtye, Troy Donockley, Johanna Kurkela ja vanha kunnon maestro Tuomas Holopainen. Keskustellaan tulevasta levystä sekä inspiraatioista ja kaikesta muusta ja lopussa vanha kunnon lightning round. Joten ei muuta kuin nauttikaa tästä haastattelusta ja eipä siinä, nautitaan. Hello, Auri. Welcome to Metalliluola's interview. Yay!
Well, hello, Janne.
How are all of you individually doing today on Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th. Very well. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
Lucky number. Yep.
Totally. Nice to hear. Nice to hear. So, Auri, album number 2, Those We Don't Speak Of. What should we, the listeners, be prepared for, and what should we expect?
Well, I think it's better not to expect anything. Just have a wonderful listen and close your eyes, if you will, and just enjoy the ride.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, those we speak of, it's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Because we are actually talking about them. We are speaking about them on the album.
True. Yeah. Is there anything Troy or Tuomas wants to say? Like, what can we expect?
Well, I'm with Johanna on this. It's to me, it's like anything. You've just got to dive in there, experience it for yourself, and come out of it what you will, what you can.
Nice. Does Tuomas agree, or do you have something more, something tangible?
It's going to be an otherworldly experience. That's what Auri is all about. It's about otherworldly things and about complete musical freedom. So enter with an open mind and you'll come out purified.
Nice.
You see, Janne, you've actually basically said that what me and Johanna said was intangible, which is a massive compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thomas said equally as intangible.
Great.
What you
So,
dealing?
yeah, but I totally agree with what Tuomas said, that it's a journey. I haven't heard the new album yet, but judging by the first album, which is a enormous journey, a lot of like valleys, and your latest single is also called The Valley. So hey, nice. So comparing the two albums, would you say like what is different on the album number 2?
Well, on the first album, one of our guests was a horse, and on the second album we got a cat.
That's true.
Made the difference in our guest stars.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's exactly the same.
Just different songs, but yeah. Well,
Nice. So you mentioned guest stars. So can you already like say what kind of guest stars we can expect to see and hear on the new album?
Well, the cat.
The cat.
Yeah, the cat. Vangelis.
Yeah, there's
Nice.
a cat called Vangelis. That's guest appearance on the album. And there's Kaitu the drummer also.
Oh yeah. Kaitsu, I read about just yesterday. He knows his way around sticks.
Drummer.
Sorry.
Kaitu the cat and Vangelis the drummer.
Yes.
I love those
All-star
two
album.
sentences. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So how do you see this as the next step for the band? Because it's the number 2. So where are you at the moment, and how is this the next step from the first one?
Auri has definitely developed to be something a bit more serious than we originally expected it to be.
Yes.
The first album was something more of a project, like let's get together and do music and see what kind of magic we can cook up with. And immediately after finishing that album, we realized that we are onto something here. This is going to last for quite a long time. We need to continue doing albums, live tours at some point. So it has become more of a band than the original project. And I can see us doing at least 10 Auri albums. And many tours to come as well.
Yeah, as Tuomas said, it was in the beginning. It was, even though we had a clear vision as to which direction we wanted to take our project or our musical dreams, but it was we didn't really fully understand exactly what route we were going to take or where we were going to end up at the time. We just knew we had to work on this music together, and luckily for us, it kind of compounded our dream, and we decided, we'll carry this on forever, for as long as we possibly can, because we all what started as experimental became clearly defined as something we wanted to take into the future, and that's what we're doing with Auri 2, complete with Cat.
Complementary Cat, completing the
Auri 3, really special guest star on it.
Giraffe, I think.
Yeah.
Nice. So Tuomas said this is like a more serious in a way, and so how has this affected the writing process, and also how does the writing process divide between the 3 of you?
Well, I think it's an even divide. I mean, we all participate in the songwriting equally and come up with song ideas, and I'd say it's divided pretty much into 3 equal portions.
Yeah, that's reflected over the compilation of the album, how the album tracks are set. We found a unique way of working for a band. We completely 100% trust each other with whatever musical ideas we come up with. We never send anything inappropriate to each other, which is a really rare. Most bands go, well, I want to do this, I want to put this on it. It never happens with us because we come from a foundation of musical friendship. It's a lovely way of working, and we do it remotely as well. We record separately, even though Johanna and Tuomas are in the same house. They record separately. Johanna is unique, so do Tuomas, and so do I over here. And it really works for us because we're like excited kids when we receive files from each other. It's like, what have they sent? What have I got? And it's wonderful. And likewise, I throw this stuff over to them, and we always think we can't wait for them to hear this, or wait till they hear this. So it's a lovely, colourful way of working, Auri. It's so carefree as well. It's so relaxed, and we take them deadly. I must stress that, but we ourselves approach it lightly. We've got nothing to prove. We're not in it for the money. We're not in it for any of those kind of things. We're in it purely for the love of it. So the lightness is there, that light approach, but the music is deadly serious.
Yeah, I think in that way you are in a very good position because you're all well-established musicians from your other stuff, and now when you combine it and start anew without any stress about the outcome in a way, like whether it sells good or like whatever, it's just like Tuomas said, complete freedom, which is always the best place I believe for an artist.
Funny thing is that all music should be like that, and actually
I
all
agree.
art should be like that. And it's funny that we have to bring it up that it's such a special thing that music can actually be free.
Yeah.
Reveals something about the musical world of today.
Yes, and especially in this case because Auri is still relatively new in age, so you don't have any like shackles of like your past wearing you down. So you don't have to think about we started heavy metal and now we have to like stick through to the Mötley Crüe way and all that. So that's I like that.
Yeah, we are truly unbound, you know. And that's the way we like it.
Yeah. And I also want to ask about the title, Those We Don't Speak Of. So what are those that you don't speak of?
Well, we don't really speak of them, do we?
No.
Can't. Yeah, we do.
At least I tried.
Just a fun little song. Yeah.
It's a bit more than that, actually.
Lovely song.
Not a tune. Yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
A fun little
Great. So Auri's music itself is a journey, but how has the journey of Auri have been for you? Have you learned anything new as musicians, especially doing this album prior to the first one? For example, a new technique, or Johan, a new vocal range, you found something you've never reached, or like, yes, are you still learning something new?
Well, I feel I am, and like I've said before, I think Auri has finally given me a home as a songwriter and as a singer as well. But it's really given me this wonderful world to let loose and be myself and share it with these two of my best friends. And the fact that we are so like-minded and like-hearted, it's like Troy said, it's such a rare thing to experience music like this and making music like this, sharing it with such dear friends who think so much alike. It's almost as if the music is coming from the same source in a way, even though there's 3 people making it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Especially, yeah, that's very nice to hear that people are still finding their place in the vast universe, even though you also have a long career before you. So it's nice. And Troy, are you playing any new exotic instruments on the album? I believe you are quite the pelimanni, as we say in Finnish.
What?
Musician.
Belly Monday.
Pelimanni. Yeah. It's a great word.
It is.
Yeah.
A belly. That's really, really interesting.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, I've been using quite a few new instruments. My whole attitude towards music is to use whatever is needed to find an expression that's sympathetic to the atmosphere and soul of a song or a piece of music. I'll use anything at my disposal to try and find it. That doesn't mean that I instantly know what it is. I mean, there's lots of times I think this will work, and then I go, that is the worst idea I've ever had. I'll look at something like, for instance, there's a powerful song on there called "Scattered to the Four Winds," and I tried an acoustic guitar on it, but it didn't work. So I actually used this. I don't know whether you can see this. And it's really good. You can do things with it like this. So I used that. What else have I used? The handles, you can twang that like that. See that makes. So I put a bit of that on as rhythm. But no, Not being so facetious. Your question. I do. I use whatever's available. I've got lots of instruments in my studio where I am at the moment, and I'll use anything at my disposal to get just the right sound to tickle my lovely friends.
All right. So when I'm listening for the first time the second album, I will be paying so much attention so I can hear your sandals somewhere there.
Yeah, you hear them. The final track, Fireside Bard, I use the sandals in that song.
Nice. World famous. All right.
Hello.
Oh, sorry. I was
Everything cool? All right. Also talking about your inspiration, I believe the Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss has been like one of the major influences in your work. Is this going to be like continuing thing also on this second album?
We're losing you.
They're completely
Should
frozen.
we try this again?
They've been frozen for the last.
I can hear and see all of you.
Yeah.
Can you guys see and hear me and each other?
See you, yeah.
Wow.
So things might have changed.
Now they dropped.
They've gone, yeah.
All right. Now I will try to add them back. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's always the same.
All right. Now we can all hear and see each other again.
Yes.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yes. So I was asking that the Auri was and is heavily inspired by the Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. Is this still going to be songs from that Chronicles on the second album?
No. Well, it wasn't. No, not at all. It's the only connection to those books, the name Auri. There are no links in the new album to the Patrick Rothfuss books at all.
All right. So it was like a one-time deal, and then like.
Yeah, it's an easy presumption to make, but no, it's just Auri just suited us, the name as well, and the name also has different meanings.
True. Nice. And I think like we just talked about, it won't be like wearing you down that we have to keep singing about this fantasy.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
but I believe people so easily like believe they are in a box.
Oh, they do. That's absolutely true. But the Auri philosophy is not to be imprisoned or shackled by anything at all, musically or philosophically. We're not tied to anything. So we're certainly not tied to books or we go where we go with it. We don't.
You are breaking up quite a lot there, so we missed some information.
Can you hear me?
now we can again.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah. Bits and pieces, yes.
Oh, that's a shame because I just said one of the most profound things I've ever said.
I know. I yes. Technical difficulties. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yes.
But yeah, and talking about still like I like the cover arts because they're quite simplistic. So are there like what are the artistic reasons that you decided not to like add any embellishments? Just I think it's Johanna, your designed the logo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we work this wonderful artist, Janne Pitkänen, Toxic Angel, who did visual art for us, and we sort of let him roam free and see what he comes up with, and yeah.
But the idea behind the cover artwork of Auri is that we're going to do at least 27 albums, and if you put them on your bookshelf, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all with the same cover, just with different subtitles and a different coloring. Wonderful it would look to see all those albums in a row. So that was the idea. I'm sure you haven't seen the inside of the booklet yet. It's full of beautiful. We just want to keep the actual covers as simplistic as they can.
It's really quite amazing, and this idea, idea of compiling a library of Auri books, musical books, and having them racked out. It will look beautiful by the 27th album, but that naturally popped up to us, and it's also started to dictate the way that we approach things in the future as well. Like the new album, it's the inside booklet is all in color, whereas the last album it was all in black and white. So maybe the next go back to black and white again, and then the next one after that will do color. But again, we're not tied to anything. We see what happens. We just really enjoy the whole journey of it.
Yeah.
Nice. And now you also mentioned the booklet art. I was just kind of taking the LP from my shelf and kind of revisited. So what was here before this interview, and it struck me that these are all pictures of oceans, shores, spaciousness, and also the actual space itself. So what kind of new natural elements are in the new album, or is it gonna continue to explore different elements? Is it a pattern?
No. The new album's the opposite. All the work inside the new album, none of it's photographic. Cornwall, basically. The new albums in the inner booklet, it's all paintings and manipulations by Janne. So, and it's very different. It's not based around landscapes so much. There's a lot of interesting imagery in there, like the picture, those we speak of, really peculiar and mysterious and quite eerie in the way. So yeah, it's again, there's no real plan to what we do. We just really love to explore where we can take imagery with music.
That's nice. So I think because I was kind of seeing, because if the pattern is going to be every album is the number 1, number 2, and so on. If this is going to be a pattern, but once again, you have proven that you're not shackled by any patterns or whatever. You just do whatever you want, and that is the best.
Yeah, it is. We love it.
Nice. And I read last year in an interview about Tuomas and Johanna that you have some sort of a map of islands that you make kind of this for your dreams that you want to aspire to achieve. So have you collectively made something like this for Auri in the future? Where is Auri's ship is going to? Where do you want to sail in the future?
Oh, it's so interesting how this story has spread. I think you are the 4th person today to ask about this.
But it's such a great idea. I really loved it.
We do it on New Year's Day, the 1st of January every single year. Have it done for the past 10 years. And a few years ago, there was an island to be conquered with the name Auri 1. And that's now been conquered. And last January, when we did the map, there was an island about Auri live shows.
That's still there.
That's still there. And at some point, that island is not going to be there anymore.
But we do have coordinates to get to that.
We exactly know the coordinates where they are.
True. And there will be 25 more islands in the Auri albums, because it's been promised
At least.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. We're getting quite close to the end of our interview, so I want to start a lightning round segment. I will ask 5 things, and I want all of you to, as quickly as you can, to rate that thing from 0 to 5.
Okay.
Understood? Yeah. The first one is, and let's go in order of Johanna, Troy, Tuomas.
Okay.
All right. The new album.
5, 6, 7.
5.
5.
Nice. Okay. Summer 2021.
5. We're alive. Yeah.
It's a strong 5 for me as well.
Nice. Nice. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yes.
5.
Good spaghetti. Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, 5. Yeah.
5.
Easy. I had that for lunch, so it's fine. I'm asking.
Everybody loves spaghetti.
It's true.
You don't
Okay.
fire.
The character Goofy from Disney.
5. I'm getting 10. 5. Yeah.
5.
Goofy.
5.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And then magic.
5.
5.
We got a lot of points, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. What did you win? An applause.
Oh, infinity.
Excellent.
Great questions.
Nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. And I always like to end my interviews in a positive note. And I call this segment, if you will, Circle of the Tyrants. Some. Because in the past years, because these larger than life rock and roll figures, when they fall, and then people yeah, he was a cool dude, I respect his work. So I want to give musicians an opportunity to give other musicians, artists, etc., who are still alive today, your shout outs, your regards, your appreciation, and your reverence. So the floor is yours, and I think you can all go in the same order of which artist you want to now shout out your reverence.
Well, Neil Gaiman came to mind the first, so I'm going to give my kudos to him this time. Big shout out.
Mine goes to good old Vangelis, who just turned 78.
The cat?
Yeah, it's an old cat.
Now, isn't that so? Because for John Anderson, who's also turned 78, and also works with Vangelis. So yeah, I was listening to John Anderson last night, and I thought, yeah, so to John and Vangelis.
Excellent.
Nice, nice, nice. So we all like people who are still alive today, and we have shouted out in the air. So we have still 1 more minute, but I'm not going to ask any more questions. What I want to say is I thank you all personally, Johanna, Tuomas, and Troy, for your time and the upcoming album. We will be looking forward to it very, very much. So thank you. Thank you for this interview, and have a lovely Friday the 13th.
Thank you, and you too.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for your
Bye bye.
bye.
Semmonen haastattelu tällä kertaa. Wow. Tuskin maltan odottaa, että tulee tämä perjantai ja pääsee kuulemaan, mitä tämä kakkoslevy Those We Don't Speak Of sitten kokonaisuudessaan kuulostaa. Kyllä, ekasta levystä itse pidin erittäin paljon, joten odotukset ovat nyt erittäin korkealla. Jos pidit tästä videosta ja haastattelusta, niin hei, paina like, eli tykkäys, namis, kuukkelia, shareta kavereille, eli jaa tätä ilosanomaa ystäville, tutuille, vihamiehille tai vihahenkilöille, näinhän se kuuluu sanoa. Ja niin, meidät Metalliluolan löytää nettisivultamme www.metalliluola.fi, Facebookista, Instagramista, kun kirjoittaa metalliluola.fi taikka sitten metalliluola.fi, joten jatketaan tästä eteenpäin, ei muuta kuin nautiskellaan, kuunnellaan Auria ynnä muuta kaikkea upeata musiikkia. Mitäs muuta? Eipä muuta, joten ei muuta kuin oikein hyvää päivänjatkoa ja ollaan taas kuulolla. Moro!